Why teenagers are falling in love with snooker again. Snooker, long associated with smoky pubs, hushed commentary, and gentlemen in waistcoats, is suddenly finding itself in the spotlight again. But this time, it's not just with the older crowd. Teenagers are falling head over heels for this classic cue sport. The resurgence isn't just a passing trend, it's a cultural shift. Let's dive deep into how and why snooker is making a roaring comeback, especially among Gen Z. Track 1. A sport with roots. Before we can understand why snooker is becoming popular again, it's important to know where it came from. Snooker was invented in the latter half of the 19th century by British Army officers stationed in India. The game evolved from earlier cue sports like pyramid pool and black pool. Over time, snooker developed a rich tradition with formalized rules and professional tournaments. By the mid-20th century, snooker had become one of the most watched sports in the UK, particularly thanks to television. From the legendary Joe Davis to the charismatic Alex Higgins and the calm, tactical Stephen Hendry, snooker has no shortage of heroes. And of course, in more recent years, figures like Ronnie O'Sullivan have elevated the sport to iconic levels. The legacy is deep, but what once felt like a gentleman's pastime is now being embraced by digital natives, teens raised on YouTube, TikTok, and esports. Track 2. The digital revolution. In the past, watching snooker meant sitting down for long matches that could stretch over hours, or even days. While purists love this slow-burn drama, younger audiences raised on 15-second reels and 1-minute TikToks weren't always drawn to it. That's changed now. Platforms like YouTube and TikTok have made snooker more accessible and digestible. Creators cut matches down into bite-sized highlights. Viral clips show jaw-dropping trick shots, impossible escapes from snookers, and emotionally charged moments between players. The slow-motion replays, close-up shots, and cinematic edits have made snooker look less like an old sport and more like a digital spectacle. Popular creators with millions of views on platforms are curating snooker content that's both entertaining and educational. Snooker doesn't just look cool, it looks smart. And that's a big draw for Gen Z, who admire skill, strategy, and creativity. 3. New faces, new energy. While the legends of snooker still dominate headlines, a new generation of players is bringing fresh energy. Players like Luca Brissell, Zhao Jintong, and Hossein Vafaei are not only incredible on the table, but also charismatic off it. Their fashion, their swagger, and their relatable personalities have made them teenage icons. These players aren't afraid to show emotion. They celebrate, they fist pump, they engage with fans. They're active on social media, sharing behind-the-scenes moments, travel vlogs, and training routines. For teenagers, this relatability matters. They don't just want to watch sports, they want to connect with the people playing them. Even players like Judd Trump, who's been around for a while, have reinvented themselves for the younger audience. Trump's aggressive playing style, risk-taking attitude, and modern look have made him a favorite among teens worldwide. 4. Snooker's global explosion. Snooker is no longer a sport confined to the UK. The rise of international talent has brought it to new territories, with young fans emerging from China, Iran, India, Pakistan, Belgium, and beyond. In China, snooker has exploded thanks to Ding Junhui, whose success inspired a wave of new talent and fan interest. In Pakistan and Iran, players like Mohammad Asif and Hossein Vafaei have become national icons. Tournaments held in the Middle East and Asia are drawing larger crowds and online views than ever before. This global diversity is crucial. Teenagers across continents are seeing people from their own countries and cultures excelling in the game, and that's incredibly inspiring. It gives snooker a fresh, inclusive identity that aligns with Gen Z's values. 5. Snooker meets tech. One of the key drivers of snooker's comeback is technology. Modern snooker tables are now equipped with sensors and smart cameras, giving broadcasters real-time stats, 3D replays, and digital overlays. This enhances the viewing experience dramatically. But even more importantly for teenagers, snooker is now playable virtually. Mobile games like Snooker Stars and 8-Ball Pool introduce young players to cue sports in fun, competitive formats. On PC and consoles, more realistic games like Snooker 19 offer deep simulations that even serious fans respect. Then there's VR. Virtual reality snooker is growing in popularity. Imagine putting on a headset and stepping into a lifelike snooker hall where you can play against friends across the world. It's already happening. Teens are now practicing cue control and angles in virtual rooms, sometimes before they even touch a real cue. 6. The rise of cue culture. Cue culture is emerging, and it's surprisingly stylish. Teenagers are starting to view the cue not just as sports equipment, but as a personal item. Custom cues, personalized cue cases, and cue sports apparel are becoming fashion statements. Some brands have started selling minimalist snooker accessories in streetwear with cue sport elements. On Instagram, aesthetic photos of cues, tables, and snooker halls under neon lights have taken off. Even tattoos of snooker balls, cues, and icons like the black ball are popping up. There's also a subtle rebellion in choosing snooker. In a world obsessed with fast-paced, loud sports and viral games, choosing a quiet, strategic game like snooker becomes its own kind of cool, a way to stand out. 7. Community and belonging. Snooker isn't just a game. It's a culture, a vibe, and, for many teenagers, a community. Across Reddit, Discord, and WhatsApp groups, teens are sharing their progress, match reviews, and tips. They meet in clubs, organize tournaments, and support one another's growth. This grassroots energy mirrors what we saw in skateboarding, esports, and even street dance communities. More schools and local youth centers are investing in snooker tables, especially in regions where the game is seen as a constructive hobby that teaches patience, discipline, and focus. In areas facing social pressure, snooker offers a positive, affordable outlet. 8. Education and intelligence. Snooker is a brain game. Understanding angles, force, spin, and positioning takes mental strength, and Gen Z appreciates intelligence. It's trending to be smart. Teens see snooker as a way to train their minds. It requires planning, strategy, and even a bit of psychology. Some coaches even refer to snooker as chess on a table. The sport rewards thinking ahead, reading opponents, and emotional control. Life skills that resonate deeply with today's youth. 9. Streaming tournaments and access. With more live tournaments being streamed for free or at low cost, access to snooker content has never been easier. Platforms like Eurosport, BBC iPlayer, and even YouTube channels provide high-quality streams and commentary. Teens who once felt locked out of the sport now feel welcomed. Local qualifiers, junior championships, and open tournaments are more accessible than ever. Organizations are focusing on youth development, making the sport feel less elite and more inclusive. Online tournaments, even virtual ones, are another gateway. Teens play each other, rise through ranks, and share their journey online. For many, it's the first step toward taking the game seriously. 10. What's next for teen snooker? The growth is only just beginning. As more teens join the snooker scene, we can expect more digital content creators covering snooker in youth-focused ways, brands collaborating with players and influencers, hybrid tournaments blending real and virtual snooker, youth leagues with school and college participation, increased prize money and sponsorship deals for young talent. Snooker isn't just surviving, it's thriving. The new wave is youthful, stylish, and global. In an era defined by speed, noise, and distraction, teenagers are surprisingly falling in love with a sport built on patience, precision, and quiet intensity. Snooker has tapped into something deeper, a need for focus, a craving for strategy, and a passion for mastery. Teens are not just playing and watching it, they're building a culture around it. So the next time someone says snooker is dead or boring, show them the reels, the edits, the global stars, the VR matches, and the teen clubs popping up across cities. Snooker didn't just come back, it evolved, and it's more alive than ever.